We have to put something in context, because history has apparently passed us again. I think it always does, right? I say that for many reasons. Well, I'll wait till some more folks get on this feed here, and then we'll get right into it. All right, it seems as a few people showed up. I want to say, first of all, bless to the Most High, our God and our Lord Jesus Christ, during this time of peril in our country. It has paralyzed a lot of people in their thought process, their critical thinking process, their emotions. People are just gridlocked right now and don't know which way to turn. And every time you turn around, someone or something is outraged over something. And we have to pray for God's forgiveness. We have to pray for him to guide us along this uncharted territory we're going down right now. But I want to get into the historical context of the Black National Anthem, right? And I have been fighting these garbage takes on this from liberals, progressives, conservatives, and libertarians on this whole thing the whole time, because they miss the historical context. They're looking at this situation through the modern day lens and trying to apply what they're saying to the modern day lens, right? And there's a small minority that wants to change that. And those of us like me that grew up singing this song in church, nonetheless, as youngins, my parents grew up singing it. My great-grandparents grew up singing it in church, right? So it is a tradition in the Black church and a lot of Southern churches. It's a tradition to sing this song. Now, the context behind this song, before it was a song, was actually a poem first, written by James Weldon Johnson. And this poem was read on Lincoln's birthday every year from 1899 to 1917. His brother, Jay Rosamond, put music to it. It became the hymn. It became a church hymn. And during that period in time, I think we can all admit there was two Americas at that point in time. So that's why the song was dubbed the Black National Anthem, because we're living in two Americas at that time. We were segregated by race at that time, and a lot of bad things happened. We get that, right? So with that in context, I want to say, before you get outraged over something like this, find out why the things are the way it is. Don't take it in a modern lens and say, oh, the left is doing this and the Democrats are doing this. No, baloney. Do your research first. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna call out a few of my Republican friends that I've debated this on, right? If we as Republicans, as conservatives, we uphold the law, right? Rule of law. We make sure we know the laws, the Constitution, and our history. Why didn't anyone research this and find out why and understand why it is called that? Now, the modern day movement in all of this, like again, I said, it's a small majority. It's a small majority of people that quote unquote want to change the national anthem, what have you. But little do you know that the Star Spangled Banner was considered the national anthem way later, after the Black national anthem had even been a thing. I don't think a lot of you knew that, but you do now. And you can fact check me. You can fact check me. I encourage you to fact check me and then debate me on it later if I'm wrong, right? But to fly off the handle and say this is being divisive is being very disingenuous, because it wasn't not too long ago we were divided. Not too long ago, right? I mean, my grandparents lived through that. My grandparents lived through that. And I can speak for other fellow Black Republicans. They're just as enthralled as I am at this. Because if we're to be the party to be inclusive, we have to understand the context of things before we jump the boogie. We want to say we want to attract more minorities to the Republican Party. This is not the take to do it. This display is turning people off, and I hear it every day on social media, on different phone calls I'm on with fellow Black Republicans across the country. I hear it from them that people are want to turn away because people are allowing this issue to be divisive instead of taking it as the history that it is and for what it's for. Now, if you want to direct outrage about this, your outrage is with the NFL for wanting to play it, if there's a such thing, right? Because just like Colin Kaepernick took the knee, everybody was outraged. But again, people forgot that the NFL is a nonprofit private business. They can do whatever they want to. You can choose either to patronize or don't patronize because of it, right? But to create a divisive divide over these issues is disingenuous. You can have your opinions and feelings, but at the end of the day, it's the NFL's decision to do what they're doing. And you don't have to spend a dime on a jersey. You don't have to spend a dime on a ticket or anything to go see. You don't even have to turn on the TV to watch the NFL if you're that vehemently opposed to all of this. Right? So I'm going to say this in closing. We can't always jump the gun when something comes up that you're uncomfortable with. Hell, I deal with being uncomfortable every day with the stuff that is said to me as a Black Republican. Every day I deal with the uncomfortable of the comments I get, the emails I get from people. I don't get outraged about it. I'm like, okay, let me see what they're talking about. And then I come back with facts. So we have to stop this. We have to stop this, right? What did Ronald Reagan say? Trust but verify. Get your emotions out of the whole thing. Get your emotions completely out of it. And instead of typing all those words on Facebook, on Twitter, or whatever social media platform you're on, type up and find out why first. People are just too quick to think they know everything and espouse their opinion about something they know nothing about. So we have to stop this. One way or another, we have to stop this. So I appreciate y'all listening to me rant off a little bit, because this is a pretty upsetting issue for me anyway. Because it just seems like we keep whitewashing history, right? I mean, you can't sit here and say we shouldn't tear down the statues, but then get mad because there's a song called the Black National Anthem 121 years ago. and say it shouldn't be called black or what have you. You're doing the exact same thing as tearing down a statue, as tearing down history, right? You're doing the exact same thing. With that, good night, y'all. Be blessed, and we'll see y'all again.